My God, of course. That's who she was with on Saturday. Working at Sunshine Desserts, are we? No wonder she didn't want to tell me. And I think we all know who she was with on Saturday, don't we? Sorting papers, my foot. Right.
I just wanted to thank you, Elizabeth, for helping me to sort my papers on Saturday. Oh, no, not at all. I may have some more papers to sort next Saturday. Ah! Reggie!
Morning, CJ.
Sit down, Reggie.
No, thank you, CJ.
New chairs.
I'd rather stand, CJ.
Japanese, small but silent.
Ha! It's about Elizabeth, CJ.
Let's not be hasty.
She's here.
I know.
She's working here.
I know.
And she spent Saturday with a man.
Did she?
And we all know who that man is, don't we, CJ?
Do we?
Well, CJ, I want her sacked. And as for the man...
Careful, Reggie. Tony's only a young man.
If I may be allowed to finish, CJ. As for the man I was about to say, I think he ought to... Tony who?
Tony Webster. I assume you are referring to Tony Webster.
No, I'm Tony Webster.
He is her boss, and secretaries usually fall in love with their bosses, or so I've heard anyway. No secretary of mine has ever fallen in love with her boss.
Imagine not, CJ. Tony Webster, CJ?
Oh, I don't want to put ideas into your head, Reggie, but I have heard about his appetites.
His appetites?
Only rumour, of course, but you know what they say. There's no smoke without the worm turning.
What appetites, CJ?
Well, let us say his liking for older women.
Yeah?
Not that your wife is an older woman, exactly.
But he's always chasing after dolly birds.
A front. I didn't get where I am today without recognising a front when I see one. No, far be it from me to spread malicious gossip, but I have caught them in compromising positions.
Compromising positions, CJ?
He dictating and she taking notes at opposite ends of the office.
What's compromising about that, CJ?
Suspiciously unsuspicious.
Ah.
Another front. I didn't get where I am today without recognising another front when I see one. No, Tony Webster's the man. Or I am the ticket attendant in a Yugoslavian nudist colony.
Tony Webster's the man. Good Lord, thank you very much, CJ.
Yeah?
Tony Webster.
Who did you think it was?
Oh, I thought it was somebody different. Well, I thought, well, you'll laugh at this secret, when I tell you. But at least I hope you'll laugh. But I thought it was you. Me? I thought you were falling in love with Elizabeth, CJ. Ridiculous.
Impossible.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Tony Webster, CJ. Right, thank you very much.
Careful, Reggie. We aren't one of those dreadful firms where the boss is always right. I could be wrong.
No, CJ, you're not wrong. You're absolutely right. Thank you very much indeed, CJ. Very good, CJ. Very silent and very small. Tony Webster, let's see that.
Hello, Reggie.
Swine!
What's he done to you?
He hit me! Huh?
Oh, Reggie! You've got two black eyes.
I know. I'm afraid I made a bit of a fool of myself, darling. I suspected you of having an affair, so I asked Mr. Pelham for the day off from the piggery, and I told him my auntie was ill, and I followed you to work. And, of course, you're working at Sunshine Desserts, darling.
I know.
So I thought, Sunshine Desserts. I thought Sunshine Desserts. I thought, I know she's having an affair with CJ. So I confronted CJ in his office, and, of course, it's not CJ. He said, no, Tony Webster and his appetite. Apparently Tony Webster's got his appetite. And he prefers older women. Not that you're an older woman, Johnny. So I confronted Tony Webster, and I said, how dare you think of my wife as an older woman?
Oh, you didn't pick a fight with him.
Yes, you should see what he looks like, darling.
Look at you.
I found out, of course, it wasn't Tony Webster either. I mean, you told me all those lies just because you were working at Sunshine Desserts, darling.
Well, I'm sorry. I won't lie to you anymore.
I know, darling. Who were you working with on Saturday?
The firm's Luxembourg representative. He's rented a flat in Godalming.
I'm sorry, I suspected you of having an affair, darling.
Oh, that's all right, darling. You know, last year, when I was in Worthing, I thought you were having an affair with Joan.
An affair with Joan? Oh, did you really? Good Lord. An affair? Did you really?
You weren't, were you?
Heavens. No, indeed, I wouldn't have a chance of me if I think, darling. Having an affair at Sunshine Desserts, I mean, you never get a minute yourself. CJ's in and out. What do you know yourself? And where else could we meet? I mean, not here, because you're always here, aren't you, darling? Except at the odd weekend when you go to Worthing to see your mother. And even, yeah, no, still can't see her. And even then, I mean, on one occasion when she was able to slip round for a couple of hours on Sunday morning, we would hardly got to, when there was Tom and Mark and Linda downstairs knocking...
Downstairs? So, where were you?
I was sort of upstairs.
Upstairs?
Yes, pardon? Yes, sort of up.
And Joan?
Joan, she was sort of up.
How sort of? In a bed?
Good heavens, no, darling, certainly not, no. No, not in the bed, sort of on.
And what were you going to do when you sort of got Joan sort of upstairs, sort of in a bed?
I suppose, no, sort of on a bed. I suppose we were going to, as it were. But we didn't, as it were, because, as I say, we didn't get an opportunity because Tom and Linda and Mark and...
Downstairs?
Downstairs, yes. And in any case, darling, I realised in the end I didn't want to. And now don't hit me, darling, because I've already got 2 black eyes.
Come in the office a moment, will you, old son? Come in. Sit down. Sweep those old copies of VAT News on the floor. You seem to rub your auntie up the wrong way.
What arm is that, Mr. P?
When you took yesterday off, you said your auntie was ill.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that arm, yeah.
Yes, that auntie. But she appears to have given you 2 black eyes.
Yes. Yeah, it's a bit sad about her, really. She's going a bit dear lally. I think she's convinced she's Joe Bugner.
When did Joe Bugner ever give anybody 2 black eyes? Listen, I've heard a thing or two about you. Now, your full name is Reginald Perrin. You worked at Sunshine Desserts. You left your clothes on the beach, came back in disguise and married your wife again.
Yeah.
Is that all you can say? Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Look, you're middle management. All this, well, yeah, chief, governor, bit taters this morning, squire, gubbins you come out with, it's a load of old cobblers.
Yes, I'm afraid it is a load of old cobblers. Yes, I'm afraid there is a germ of truth in what you say, Mr. Perrin.
You're taking me for a ride.
Again, protestations would be to no avail. I thought if I told you the truth, you wouldn't employ me.
I don't like being taken for a ride. You're sacked.
Thank you, Mr. Perrin.
Here's a week's pay in lieu.
Thank you, Mr. Pelham. I'm sorry.
The pigs liked you too, that's the thing. Porkers that were ailing became healthy at your touch.
I was the Florence Nightingale of the swill, Mr. Pelham.
Too right, Reg, too right. The wife's dead, Reg.
I'm sorry.
Yes, she stepped in front of a bus.
I'm sorry.
7 years ago. She'd only gone to Mac Fisheries to get some fin and haddock. I said we should have had pork. The boy's a lout. If I had my way, he'd be in those sties and my pigs would be at the gravel lane, secondary modern. I don't make friends easily, but I liked you, Reg.
I liked you too, Mr. Pelham.
I don't like being deceived, that's all. I have my pride. Reg.
Yes, Mr. Pelham.
You can say goodbye to the pigs if you want.
I'd rather not, Mr. Pelham. It might break my heart.
Bye-bye, Reg.
TTFN, Gov.
Sit down. Tony, you've got 2 black eyes.
I know, CJ.
Careful, Tony. I didn't get Brian today by having 2 black eyes.
I'm sure you didn't, sir.
Madam, let's have her in.
Great. Super.
It's not great or super. It's very sad.
Sorry, CJ.
Come! Right, Elizabeth. Thank you. Sit down, Elizabeth. Now then. David! Did you dictate a letter to Elizabeth last week on the subject of soggy sponges?
I did, CJ. Sorry, Elizabeth.
There's no need to be sorry.
Sorry, CJ.
Well, what did you say in your letter?
I said something like, Dear sir, I am sorry. Sorry, CJ, but I was sorry. I'm sorry to hear of your complaint about soggy sponges in our frozen trifles. We have received no complaints of other items deficient in the manner you describe, viz. Sogginess of the sponges, and I would respectfully suggest that there must have been some error in the storing or unthawing of the article or articles in question.
It's a great letter, David. Your best yet.
Thank you, Tony.
Now, will you read out what Elizabeth actually typed, signed, and sent?
Yes. Sorry, Elizabeth. Sorry, CJ. Dear sir, thank you for your complaint about our soggy sponges. It makes the 11th this week. The explanation is simple. Frankly, our sponges are soggy. The fault lies in your customers for buying overpriced, oversweet, unhealthy, synthetic rubbish.
Did you write that, Elizabeth?
Yes?
Why?
It's the truth.
We wouldn't last a week if we told the truth. I didn't get where I am today by telling the truth.
I'm sure you didn't, CJ.
All right, Tony. All right, David. I'll deal with this.
Sorry, CJ.
You both handled this very well.
Great. Super. Sorry, CJ.
I'm sorry, Bunny.
You mustn't call me Bunny here.
Oh, sorry, CJ.
What's de rigueur in Godalming could be hors d'oeuvre in head office.
Quite right, Bunny. CJ.
I enjoyed your visit to Godalming, Elizabeth. Sitting there, quietly, peacefully watching you sorting papers. And then I heard this morning that Mrs. C.J. had broken her leg in Luxembourg. I nearly cried with joy. Well, that may sound heartless, but it's not a serious fracture. And the scenery of the Upper Moselle is renowned for its beauty and variety. I foresaw a summer of Saturdays sorting papers. And then you do this. You're a beautiful woman, Elizabeth.
Thank you, CJ.
You're a charming woman, Elizabeth.
Thank you, CJ.
You're sacked, Elizabeth.
Thank you, CJ.
Hiya, darling. Have a nice day at the office?
No. Have a nice day at the piggery.
No, I've been sacked.
What? I was just going to say that.
I've been sacked?
Yes.
Good Lord, how on earth did you know?
No, what, Reggie?
That I've been sacked?
No, I was going to say that I've been sacked.
Ah. Oh, you've been sacked?
Yes, I've been sacked.
We both been. It's not funny, darling. Mr. Pelham found out who I was. Why were you sacked?
I typed a letter wrongly.
Well, dear sir, thank you for your complaint about our soggy sponge. That's disgraceful, darling. You mustn't send letters like that.
Both sacked on the same day. We're at a very low ebb, Reggie.
Yes, indeed we are.
We're going to have to pull together if we're going to get out of it.
Yep, you're right, darling. Absolutely right.
From now on, we've got to decide to do everything together, jointly,
Yes.
as a team.
Right, absolutely right. Darling.
And the first thing that we've got to do is to find a job that we can do together.
Yes, you're right, darling. You're absolutely right.
Go out and buy the evening papers, will you?
Right, darling. Oh, a sweetened, unhealthy rubbish. Very good, very good.
Oh, hello, Linda. It's your mother. Mother, dear, remember? Listen, can you and Tom come round for a drink this evening? Oh, fine. And listen, bring a bottle of your nettle wine. Never mind why. I can't explain now. Now, listen, I don't want you to be surprised at anything I do or say. Never mind why. Your father's got a surprise coming to him.
All right, they should be here any minute now.
Now, Reggie, you won't be rude to Tom, will you?
Rude rude to Tom? What do you mean? Of course I'm never rude to Tom.
Oh, you're always rude to Tom.
All right, I'll make a great effort tonight not to be rude to Tom. Is that Tom? Yeah, that's a good start, isn't it? Hello, darling. Tom, how nice to see you. Come in.
There we are.
Oh, lovely wine. What a surprise. Nettle. Come on.
Hello, Mum.
Well, jolly nice to see you, Tom, and how are you?
Oh, fine, thank you, Reggie.
Yeah.
You've got two black eyes.
I know.
He knows that, Tom. There's no point in telling him.
Right, nettle wine. Who's for nettle wine?
Oh, I am. I've made my will. Well, no doubt Tom has many talents that we haven't come across yet, but winemaking isn't one of them.
Darling, don't be rude. I'm looking forward to Tom's nettle wine. I love nettle wine.
How did you get your black eyes, Dad?
A porker ran amok.
I'm not a pig person.
I don't know.
Darling, really?
Well, cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Thank you, Tom. Yeah. Lovely.
Repulsive.
Darling, really? Don't be so insulting. Tom comes round here out of the goodness of his heart to share his nettle wine, which is surprisingly good, although I should say surprisingly, I really don't know, Tom. It really is very good. And all you do is sit there and insult him.
It's all right, Reggie. I know neither of you like me.
Now, that's not true, Tom.
Yes, it is.
No, Dad, if Mum feels like that, then let her get it off her chest.
No, we're very attached to Tom.
The only thing that's very attached to Tom is his straggly moustache.
Really?
You always used to call him a pompous twit.
That's true, Dad. And when he had a beard, you used to call him a bearded prig.
Yes, I know. That was only for fun. It was only a joke. Tom knows that, but your mother appears to be serious.
Well, yes, I am. He was a bearded prig, and now he's a pompous twit.
Well, the bearded prig has heard enough, and the pompous twit is going to leave. I'm not staying here to be insulted behind my back.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Mum, I better go and explain to him. Bye, Dad.
Explain what? Somebody explain it. What exactly what is all this about, Tom? Come on. I mean, you go to work at Sunshine Desserts, you have assignations on a Saturday, you type stupid letters, you're extremely rude to Tom, and people just don't behave like that, Tommy.
Exactly.
Life's a little more serious than that, you know.
Exactly. I was just trying to show you how you used to behave. Life is serious, Reggie. We can't go on like this.
I see. Oh, so all this was just to teach me a lesson, was it?
Yes.
Oh, I see. All right. From now on, I'll be serious.
Good. Now, how much money have we got?
Less than £200,000.
As much as that?
£199,000 less.
Reggie.
All right, I'll be serious, darling. The only thing I would... Oh, God, this nettle wine is dreadful. It stings.
Reggie?
Yes?
Now, why don't we open a shop?
Oh, what a good idea. Yes.
And we could make things to sell in our shop.
We could make things to sell in us. Oh, now that is a good... Now, you're a genius. Why don't I think of these things? Oh, well, that's it. Our problems are over. We're practically millionaires. Make what, darling? Oh, well, that's a small detail. I'm sure we'll think of something. Yes, something will turn up, eh? Yes. That it has. There, now then. That is what is known as fate, my darling. Fate. There you are. It is fate.
Oh, hello, Jimmy.
It is not fate, it is Jimmy.
Hello, big sister. How's tricks? Hello, Reggie.
Hello, Jimmy.
You've got two black eyes.
I know.
I hear you've both been sacked.
I know.
Bad luck.
Yes. Scotch, Jimmy.
Oh, shouldn't really on your beam ends, thanks.
Yes, both sacked. There we are.
Oh, no, just the one for me, really.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I know things are awkward. I wouldn't ask normally, but
We've got some scrag end of lamb.
scrag end, top hole. Bit of veg if it's going.
Oh, it'll be going all right.
Odd sprout, cheese, butter, bacon, eggs. Fact is, a bit of a cock-up on the catering front.
Didn't really come for food. Decoy. Get big sister out of the way. Got a job for you. Interested?
What sort of job, Jimmy?
Can't tell you. Hush, hush.
I can't very well take a job, Jimmy, unless I know what it is.
Not time or place. I'll meet you Thursday week.
Right. Where?
Can't tell you. Classified.
It's going to be a bit difficult to find you, Jimmy, if I don't know where to go.
Good point. My bedsitter, 1,200 hours Thursday week. Chap I want you to meet.
Really? Who? I know, it's a secret.
And don't breathe a word to Elizabeth.
There aren't many words I could breathe.
Offer of a job, pretty welcome, I think. May save you bacon.
If not my scrag end of lamb. Jimmy, as this is all a decoy, you really needn't take the food with you after all.
Oh, bet I had. Don't want her thinking she's gone on an abortive mission.
Thanks.
It's not much of a place, but lifetime in army, bit of a greenhorn in Civvy Street. Stay for lunch?
Yes, fine, thank you, Jimmy, yes.
Scrag end of lamb, sprouts, cheese.
God, it'll all be off by now.
Sounds lovely, Jimmy.
Fancy a whiskey?
Yes, please do, yes.
So do I. Wish I had some. Cock up on the liquid refreshment front.
Well, who's this mysterious colleague of yours you want me to meet?
Better you don't know.
It's going to be rather difficult not to guess who he is when I meet him, isn't it, Jimmy?
Aren't going to. Wants to remain in background till we're sure of you.
Well, what are we planning to do? Rob a train? Invade Poland?
Something I want to show you.
Oh, I see you still keep a bed-pack army style, Jimmy.
A habit of a lifetime. Old soldiers die hard.
Yes, old habits never die. They only fade away.
Exactly.
Dead mouse. Fascinating. I am glad you asked me over, Jimmy. The tension rises. Khaki chamber pot. We are going to invade Poland.
Yeah, here we are. Hey, give me a hand, will you, Reggie?
Yeah.
You got it?
That's it. That's it. Good God.
You know what those are?
Rifles? Who on earth are these for, Jimmy?
Army equipped to fight for Britain when the balloon goes up.
What army? What balloon? Up what? Fight against whom? Come on, Jimmy. Who are you going to fight against when this balloon of yours goes up?
Forces of anarchy, wreckers of law and order.
See?
Communists, Maoists, Trotskyists, neo-Trotskyists, crypto-Trotskyists, union leaders, communist union leaders.
See?
Atheists, agnostics, long-haired weirdos, short-haired weirdos, vandals, hooligans, football supporters, namby-pamby probation officers, rapists, papist rapists, foreign surgeons, head shrinkers who ought to be locked up, Wedgwood Ben, keg bitter, punk rock, glue sniffers, play for today, squatters, Clive Jenkins, Roy Jenkins, up everybody's, Chinese restaurants. Why do you think Windsor Castle is ringed with Chinese restaurants?
Is that all?
Yes.
I see. You realise the sort of people you're going to attract, don't you, Jimmy? Thugs, bully boys, psychopaths, sack policemen, security guards, sack security guards, racialists, packy bashers, queer bashers, chin bashers, pasher bashers, anybody bashers, rear admirals, queer admirals, vice admirals, fascists, neo-fascists, crypto-fascists, loyalists, neo-loyalists, crypto-loyalists.
You really think so? I thought support might be difficult. Well, Reggie, are you with us?
I certainly am not. I've never heard such absolute... It is all rubbish. It is absolute and utter rubbish. Not only that, Jimmy, it is neo-rubbish and crypto-rubbish. Rubbish. Rubbish. Rubbish! Jimmy, thank you very much indeed.
Well, what for?
Can't tell you. Hush, hush. Not time or place.
Rubbish! Grot!
I haven't the faintest idea what you're talking about.
The name of our shop, darling.
What shop?
The shop where we sell our rubbish.
What rubbish?
The rubbish we sell in our shop.
What shop?
Grot!
Reggie, I haven't the faintest idea
Darling,
what you're talking
you were
about.
so right about a shop. I plan to make and sell rubbish.
Reggie, what do you mean?
I plan to make things which are of no value whatsoever and sell them in our shop at great prices to people who will find them of no possible use whatsoever.
Stop being silly.
Darling, I mean it.
Well, I thought that was all over. You said you'd be serious. You promised you'd be serious about
I
these
did, and I am. Darling, what do you want me to do? Be utterly conventional again? I've spent 25 years of my life being utterly conventional. Do you think we've gone through all we've gone through for me to start being conventional all over again? What do you want me to do? Make bulldog clips? Perrin's epitaph at a country churchyard. Here lies Reginald Perrin. He made 793,645,755,735,842 bulldog clips. And they were all exactly the same.
No, but not rubbish. I mean, people will soon realise that it's rubbish.
Yes, because they will know all along, darling. That is the whole point. There'll be a notice in the window saying everything in this shop is guaranteed absolutely useless. Whole new concept of selling. We sell Tom's wine, Dr. Smirt's pictures of the Algarve, your steak and kidney puds. You see, well, all rubbish, you see.
Oh, Reggie!
No, come on, darling, it'll be fun. We'll give the world a run for its money.
That's what I'm afraid of. We'll give it a run for our money.
Oh, darling, we'll make a fortune. I promise you. You wait and see. G-R-O-T, grot.
Rubbish.
Exactly.